Okay, collective. So someone here is going through some type of sadness. Okay. You see her face on the card. So it's easy to swallow your sadness and hide behind false and fake smiles collective. You could be putting up a facade around people or when you are amongst others. But sadness can also open doors to your heart and help you access compassion here, okay? So there is definitely some type of issue when it comes to being patient regarding your growth here. I feel like you are a individual who believes in a higher power here with the cards that have come out. Uh, you may be going through some type of self-worth, self-esteem, self-confidence issue here. That could be causing, now I'm not a physician, but this is the things that I'm sensing because I know that when we have deep rooted seated issues that go unchecked, they can start to cause physical ailments to our bodies. Okay. So there were some cards that came out. We'll go over those once we get to them. But I mean, you may need to go seek professional help regarding anything pertaining to your health, if it's not something that you can clear up um, on your own here. So let's see. So with sadness coming out, when you can truly allow yourself to cry and feel sorrow over the loss of a loved one, a lost opportunity, or a broken heart or a friendship that has ended, you can cleanse your soul and allow your heart to heal. Okay. Crying and feeling vulnerable can be a sign of strength, which demonstrates your connection to your body collective. Okay. To admit weakness can also allow you to know yourself, embrace your limitations, and evolve. Okay. Be willing to let go of the cold walls of protection you have created, which make you feel empty and sick. You don't want to get lost in your emotions. Just give yourself time to feel them, collective, okay? And let them move through you, through your whole being, cleansing and purifying your heart, your body, and your soul, okay? So and that's with the sadness card coming out. These are the feelings and emotions and things that come about with this sadness card. And this is something that you could be feeling and going through. You know your story. You know what you're going through. So take what resonates here and what does not resonate, leave for someone else in the collective. Okay. So we'll go through each chakra card. Then we will go through the soul's truth cards that came out. And I forgot the name of this deck. The Moon Lunar Oracle deck. We'll go through the three cards that came out for that. And then the soul's journey, we had worry and grief. Okay. It was four cards. Okay. So my table is I have limited space, so we're gonna try to work with me here, gang. Okay. So with patience coming out, the card states, as I observe in nature, growth takes time. This is a time for reflection, persistence, and surrender as things unfold at their own pace. I remain calm and tolerant during any challenging times. I develop quiet hope and expectations based on trust both in myself and in a higher power. Okay. With the second card that came out, we have these cards. There's three cards here that are affecting the solar plexus chakra. So you could have some blockages here in your solar plexus chakra. regarding self-worth, self-esteem, self-confidence, and the freedom of choice here, okay? So, with self-worth and self-esteem, I honor myself by doing things that please me, not only those that please others. I am empowered as I release the need to live up to other people's unrealistic expectations of me. When I respect and approve of myself, others will naturally do the same. I teach others how to treat and respect me by how I treat and respect myself. I know I am worthy of love and respect. The boundaries I create with others acknowledge my self worth. Okay? So I trust myself fully. I will not allow fear or doubt to hold me back from doing what I am here to do. I have confidence, belief, and conviction in my abilities and goals. I welcome questionings by others, as this gives me a chance to clarify my truth, my ideals, and my philosophies. Okay. I trust in a higher power and I am open to new challenges. So, for the freedom of choice card, okay, I have the freedom to choose, so I choose wisely because my decisions have a great impact on how I see myself and how I feel about myself. I own, accept, and express my feelings unreservedly and do not try to escape them with my own mind games, okay? I have free will to choose how I respond to any situation. I choose to respond with wisdom, clarity, and understanding. Okay, collective. So this is the energy that you should be in here, okay? Being confident, being able to speak your truth, knowing your worth, okay? So your heart chakra can be affected and your throat chakra is also affected with the freedom of choice and being able to speak clarity on what it is that you believe in and your convictions. We have the communication card coming out with your throat for your throat chakra. And then we also have for your heart chakra, compassion and forgiveness. So I have compassion for myself and for those around me. I let go of anger, resentments, and torments from the past, and I do not give my power away to those involved. Forgiveness is a gift, and I give it to myself, okay? I forgive myself for the things I feel I could have done differently in the past, and I remind myself that my response could not have been any more evolved than it was at the time, okay? I am compassionate to those in need, as this shows them that they are not alone. I practice this by listening, sharing, understanding, and being of service. Okay. And then with the throat chakra card coming out, communication. I communicate openly and honestly to express my thoughts and feelings clearly. I share my inner knowledge freely, with integrity and without fear. My aim is to be fully understood by others. I am open to giving and receiving praise, and I will be careful not to talk, excessively and make it all about me. I create space in my conversations for others to communicate with me. I inquire about others' thoughts and feelings, and listening to their truth can be uplifting. So having these communications and conversations with others can bring in wisdom and can bring in, you know, this energy of knowing that you're not alone and that other people are going through the same situations. Okay. With with the sixth chakra, third eye chakra, we have acknowledged spirit, which I feel like you definitely believe in a higher power here. You know that there is someone of divinity out there that is guiding along the way. So I trust in a higher source and I acknowledge my direct connection with it. In the stillness, I listen for the wisdom inside, and I am open to the spirituality that is within and all around me. I know that love is the creative force, and I meditate and welcome mystical truths. I am open to seeking guidance in my spiritual quest from a spiritual teacher, master, or guru. Okay. So you may need to seek out a teacher, master, or guru here regarding spirituality. Okay. So let's see. We also have intuitive perception and then we have grace. So with intuitive perception, I know that what I am intuitively sensing tells me the truth. Okay. I open myself to the truth that is within and around me, and I know that it is there for me to receive. I practice developing my intuition, and I know that it is a major aspect, excuse me. I practice my development. Let me slow down, guys. I practice developing my intuition, and I know that it is a major aspect of who I am. And in the stillness and silence of meditation and contemplation, I will experience and know the truth. Okay, so once again, going within is going to guide you, um, give you the answers that you are seeking here intuitively. Okay. And with grace coming out, the grace of a higher power is within me, and I move through life knowing this truth. I believe in a higher power, and I know that it is within and around me, okay, offering assistance and guidance. I surrender all my fears and burdens to a higher power. I am open to receive grace, and I trust in a higher power. I am worthy, okay? So those are the chakra cards that came out. So the root, the solar plex, the heart, the throat, the third eye, and the crown. So you are definitely possibly going through a spiritual awakening here, opening up to spirituality. Um, and a lot of people don't understand but knowing it starts with knowing yourself, loving yourself, and knowing your worth here, and speaking your truth. And that's a whole fact. So with your soul's truth coming out, okay, so this was the card that came out regarding your soul's truth and what you should know. And then on the top of that deck, and then the bottom deck, at the bottom of the deck, I'm going to read those two cards as well because I felt like they were very relevant to the reading. So, how can I infuse more self love and compassion into my daily life? So, the same love and compassion that you may be giving to others, you are now being guided to give that same love and compassion to yourself, collective. Okay. If your compassion does not include yourself, it is incomplete. So, today's soul action, you are being guided to choose one of these self care actions to do today, collective. Okay. Set stronger boundaries, meditate and listen to your heart, speak to yourself with compassion, focus on your strengths. Say no to something that isn't a soul yes. Say yes to something you are afraid of. Let go of what you cannot control. Stay far away from drama and negativity. Ask for help and allow it. Write down 3 things you are grateful for. So, those are 10 soul actions that you are being guided to choose one of today. Okay? Take that first step. Choose one of those soul actions. And it's like this is not the first thing that mentioned meditation and going within. So meditate, sit in silence and stillness, and just wait for those answers to show up. The more you sit in silence and stillness each day, you may come across a new intuitive message. And it may take some time. It may take patience, okay, for you to receive these messages. But there's also the grief card here coming out. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Moving too fast. Moving too fast. Okay, so these two cards are relevant because before I even looked at these and even noticed this card being on the top of the deck, we pulled these. Okay, so Moon in Virgo, issues surrounding health and exercise may come to the fore focus on your physical well being. Okay, and then when I looked over, I saw this card on the top of the deck. And I felt like it was so relevant to the reading. Okay. So I pulled this card and I kept it because I want to read it to you and let you, you know, determine what it is that you need to do here regarding your soul's truth. And then this one was at the bottom. What am I looking for outside of myself that is already within me? Okay. So we're going to finish these and then we'll go back to those. So you're being guided to spend time in contemplation and meditation in order to seek greater understanding of yourself and those around you, collective. Okay. Confirmation. Take time to relax, recharge, and replenish your inner strength. So you may need to rest here. You may be feeling depleted. When you go through spiritual transformations and transitions, your energy does, you do need to get more rest, drink more water because you could become dehydrated as well. Be prepared to be adaptable as plans that you have laid out may take an unexpected course here. So there may be something here that has happened already or that will happen. And I feel like this could have happened because this could have caused the sadness. And you probably weren't prepared for that. But you're being guided here to prepare yourself to become adaptable to unexpected things that come across your life, okay? What I am looking for outside of myself that is already within, are you looking for more guidance, confidence, peace, wisdom, love, or something else, collective? When we search outside of ourselves, we can become overwhelmed, frustrated, and never feel quite good enough. It's time to go inward to find everything you seek. All the answers you need lie within, okay? So today's soul action. Breathe in your favorite essential oil. Inhale deeply into your belly. Drop your shoulders and spend some time hanging out with your soul today. Ask for what you need and be ready for the answers, collective, okay? And then where am I with my health goals? Where do I want to be? Why am I not there? What will it take for me to feel well? If my body could talk, collective, if your body could talk, what would it say to you right now? Okay. Today's soul action, feed your body what it needs to feel nourished, appreciated, and loved. Make some new exciting goals to take your health to the next level. Okay. And then we have grief and worry, collective. So with grief coming out, where's the book? Did the book though? I don't really know. No. I just had it. Sheesh. Got it. Okay. So, with grief coming out, I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. Okay. Nothing is gone forever. The belief that we have lost someone or something is merely an illusion to assist us in learning to appreciate our having had it in the first place. The emotion of grief and the sense of loss are absolutely real, but that is the point. The lesson of loss is not about the actual physical separation because the parting is temporary. It's temporary and illusory. Illusory. The point of this lesson is to acknowledge that the bonds of love never end and that we have not, and that you have not been abandoned, okay? When you accept in your heart that you will be reunited with everything you have ever loved, it will give you the ability to move beyond your grief and derive something beneficial from this experience, okay? To wallow in grief is to pass up the opportunity that you and your soul family has devised and learn nothing from it. So instead, allow your grief to take you to a place of deeper understanding, collective, okay? And then with the worry card coming out, I am learning that worry doesn't change an outcome. Worry is a wasted emotion. It does nothing other than give you the illusion of control. When you expand too much energy worrying, it limits you and has an adverse effect on the natural energy of the soul. Worrying destroys the hope, faith, and the excitement that are wonderful elements of this schoolroom called Earth Collective, okay? Remember that you are what you think you are, okay? And you have the power to create positive thoughts, which beget positive outcomes. Worry is a negative emotion and sets you up for a negative result. What unnecessary worries are you carrying around with you now? Examine them objectively and in the light of love, help your soul by releasing them and be fully connected to the current moment, which is where your power resides. Okay, collective? I am going to pull some oracle messages for a close here. All right. What does the collective need to know on the closing note? Yeah. Okay. No matter how much you are being tested or pushed right now, stand your ground and push back. Believe in your own integrity and self worth so much that no one can get in your way, and have the confidence to move forward. You can and you will do this, collective. Right, collective. That is your lovely message for today. I am sending you so much love and so much light. Until next time, gang, juices.